Once again, can somebody please explain to me why Oklahoma fans are worried about this? I truly don't understand this. If you're an Oklahoma fan, I would love to hear your opinion down below because none of this makes sense to me. As we all know, Oklahoma is the 6th ranked team in the country, and I would say they're already exceeding expectations, and they look better than even I thought they would look this year. My only concern on this team was offense because Brent Venables, he's a defensive-minded head coach, and they got the new quarterback, Dillon Gabriel. Was Dillon Gabriel good at UCF? Yes, he was awesome, but it's UCF, and you know how that conversation goes. I'm not going to dive into it too much. UCF doesn't play great competition, so it's kind of hard to evaluate how good he will perform at a major Power 5 conference. Up to this point, Gabriel, he's done his job and he's done really well. Got to give him credit. But the biggest storyline, it's not Gabriel, it's not the defense, I think it's the offense. The offense really, when you break it down and look at it, hasn't taken a step back from last year. Whoa, hold on. I know what some of you are sitting there saying. Well, Matt, it's so early on in the season. They've only played 3 games. I was thinking the exact same thing until I was talking to my friend and he said this to me. He said, dang man, can you believe we're already a quarter away through the football season? I sat back, thought about it, and said to myself, dang, although it seems like the season just started, we are a quarter of the way through. We're now entering that point of the season around week 3, week 4, week 5, and maybe 6, where you're starting to see the strengths of teams and weaknesses. You can't hide it or deny it anymore. What we've seen over the past 3 or 4 weeks, that's who you are. I say that to say this. We now have a pretty good sample size to validate our opinions on any of these teams. Whereas if it's after week 1 and a team blows out another team and it shocks you, you kind of chalk it up as a fluke, or you say, hey, I got to see it again next week or the week after. A perfect and prime example of this is what happened with Georgia and Oregon. After Georgia demolished Oregon, what was everybody saying? Yeah, Georgia looked good, but it was only week 1. People still didn't believe they should be the number 1 team in the country, and they was still behind Bama. But what happened after that in week 2 and week 3, everybody's like, okay, what they did against Oregon, it's not a fluke, and that's how they play. Getting back on track with Oklahoma, I'm going to show you these stats right here. 45 points in the first game, 33 in the second game, and recently 49 against Nebraska, when in reality they could have dropped 100. They're averaging about 45 points a game, and I get it. You got a bunch of people run to the comments saying, well, Matt, look at who they're playing. They're playing no competition. UTEP, they're not good. Kent State, they're not good. In Nebraska, we all know they suck. I get it 100%, but I also believe the people that would be foolish to bring up their opponent hasn't really watched Oklahoma play. That offense they currently have, I truly believe they can put up 35 points against anybody. I mean, come on, man, it's Oklahoma freaking Homa. I'm not going to sit up here and try to convince you they got a great offense because they've had a great offense for the past 10 or so years. But I want you to pay attention to this, and I don't see anybody talking about it, and I'm going to harp on it all throughout the season. Their defense, yes, right, who would have ever thought I mentioned the word defense and Oklahoma in the same sentence? Their defense is only allowing 10 points per game. Whoa, hold on. Once again, the same argument. Well, Matt, they're not playing anybody. Okay, I hear you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Well, let's take a look at what Nebraska has done in their 3 prior games before Oklahoma. Oh, what's this? They scored 28 points against Northwestern, 38 against North Dakota, and 42 against Georgia Southern. So they held a Nebraska team to 14 points, and in reality, it was only 7 points because the backups are the ones who gave up the other 7 points. And this same Nebraska team was scoring about 35 points per game. Why am I bringing up these numbers, though? Why am I bringing up all these old games? Because it leads me into my next point perfectly. So yesterday, I uploaded my preview video for week 4, and I stated that I think Oklahoma is going to blow out Kansas State, and I don't understand why the line for the game is only 12 points. Doesn't make sense to me. However, after going on Instagram and Twitter, I have found out that a lot of Oklahoma fans are worried about this. They're worried about this game, and many people think Kansas State has a shot. A lot of people are trying to state the argument that, oh, well, Kansas State has played Oklahoma very solid over the past couple of years, and they've beat them the past 2 out of 3 years. In 2019, they upset them 48-41, and in the next year, they upset them 38-35. Both of the years they upset them, Oklahoma was ranked inside the top 5. And most recently, last year, Oklahoma escaped with a 37-31 win. So going off of the recent history, yeah, this has been a close matchup. I thought this was people just trying to hype up the game, but no. Come to find out, you got Oklahoma fans that are actually worried. Once again, can somebody please explain to me why Oklahoma fans are worried about this? I've already went over how Oklahoma's offense with Eric Gray at running back and Dillon Gabriel at quarterback, they're looking good. And the defense for Oklahoma is looking 2 times better than ever. Can't say enough great things about Venables' defense. On the flip side for Kansas State, I guess Oklahoma fans haven't done their research. They have one of the worst offenses in the entire country. They cannot pass. And most recently, they even lost last week to Tulane 17-10 at home. A little fun fact for some of y'all, the quarterback currently for Kansas State is the guy guy who wet the bed last year at Nebraska, Adrian Martinez. How is Adrian Martinez still playing college football? I don't know. The dude's about 26. I don't understand what you're scared of. In 3 games this year, Oklahoma fans, their quarterback, Adrian Martinez, has only thrown for 304 yards, which, as you can see right here, is 123rd in the country. He also only has 1 passing touchdown. This game only being Oklahoma favored by 12.5 points, that's free money. Is it possible that Kansas State keeps it close or pulls off a crazy upset? Yes, of course, it's college football. Chaos can happen on any given Saturday, but I would be beyond shocked if this is even a 20-point game. I am extremely curious. I know we got a big and strong Oklahoma fan base on this channel. Let me know your thoughts on this game. I think a lot of you are worrying for no reasons, but hold on. Before we end up this video, I want to bring this up. What about Kansas? Not Kansas State, but Kansas. They've officially sold out their game with Duke, and that's the first time they've had a sellout since 2019. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to Kansas. I am rooting for that program. I think it's awesome that they're finally back to winning. I do want to address this, though. I see many people also upset that College Game Day decided to go to the Tennessee and Florida game and not the Kansas and Duke game. With all due respect, I get it. Kansas is undefeated, and it's a great Cinderella story. I still think Game Day should have went to the Knoxville game. All right, hold on. What is this? Somebody said hot take. Kansas goes to 11-1 and makes the playoffs. That's not a hot take. That's just being, I don't even know. That's being unrealistic. Look, I'm just like most of y'all. I'm here for the Kansas hype. I want to see them do good, but I don't think there's a chance on God's green earth they go 11-1 and make the playoffs. If you want to say 9-3, even I think that's pushing it, but I think that's being realistic. 11-1, come on, man. Last but not least, before we end up this video, gotta throw this in there. A lot of people are upset with North Carolina's quarterback and what he recently said. To me, there is nothing, and I believe 100%, there is not a single thing wrong with this, but it's 2022. You know how soft people are. Pretty much to make a long story short, all he said to get everybody rallied up is, quote unquote, people who go to NC State just can't get into North Carolina. Let me make this extremely, and I mean extremely clear. NC State and North Carolina, they're rivals. What does that mean? Oh, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, you're going to talk some smack here and there about your rivals. What makes it even worse is that he had to issue an apology for saying this. I don't even know why he would say that, because football players are the last people that are going to school to get education. Let's just be real. I'm sure there's a handful of guys on that football team that are so excited to go to North Carolina for school, but I would say 85% of the guys that play football are only there to play football. So I think his argument in this statement, it's invalid itself, but that's besides the point. The point is, this is a rival matchup, and yeah, we want to see smack talk because as a fan, as a viewer, me and you and everybody watching this, that's what builds up the hype for the game. That's what makes us want to watch it even more. I'll just leave it at this. I don't think he should have been forced to apologize, and there is many other worse things he could have said. We'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I do want to get it out there because I found this Oklahoma situation very odd. Well, let me know your thoughts down below. But right away, ha. You know why I'm here. I need this video to get to 8 minutes because I got bills coming up. All right, peace out.